Hello and welcome. My name is Mr. Irvin, one of the 6th grade social studies teachers. On behalf of Linwood Middle School, we would like to welcome you for the upcoming school year. This summer, you will need to complete a reading packet. This will need to be handed in to your social studies teacher in the beginning of next school year. But before we begin that, let's take a look back and recap what we've learned in American history thus far. Explorers like Columbus, Cabot, and Verrazano were searching for the Northwest Passage. Instead, they found land in what became known as the New World. Countries like England, Spain, and France all claimed a piece of this land for themselves. In 1606, King James I set up a charter for a company that wanted to start a colony in the New World. That colony became known as Jamestown. Here, colonists learned to trade with the natives, and in return, the natives taught them how to grow tobacco. Also, the House of Burgesses was set up to make laws for the colony. In the north, the Pilgrims landed in what is now known as Massachusetts to settle a new colony. Our national holiday of Thanksgiving was established here as a way of giving thanks to their pilgrims' good fortune. As time passed, other colonies were settled in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Carolina by such groups as the Puritans, Quakers, and Catholics. By the 1700s, the 13 colonies had been established, and colonial cities like Philadelphia, Boston, and New York began to grow. Many slaves were brought over from Africa to work on farms in the South. As more and more people settled in the colonies, the economy grew. The colonies were governed by local royal governors that were appointed by the king. There were also local assemblies that decided laws, but all laws passed had to be approved by the British government. Many people in the colonies had definite ideas about the responsibilities of government and the rights of the citizen. Our French neighbors to the north and west of the 13 colonies were heavily involved in the fur trade, and so we began the 6th grade with the French and Indian War. You see, there were many different European countries that laid claim to the New World. Just like you fight with your siblings, they also began to quarrel. The Native Americans who were here first were forced to take sides. Should they side with the French, or should they join forces with the English? Your summer reading will answer these questions and give you information on this crucial event in American history. This reading will set the stage for the American Revolution and Declaration of Independence. Please review the reading your teacher gave you. While you are reading, you may want to underline and highlight any important details. Remember that important details support the main idea of what you are reading. Once you are done reading, please answer the multiple choice question by circling the answer that you think is best. There are 2 open-ended questions that you need to complete. You may use white line paper, type your response on the computer, or use the lines provided in the packet. Keep in mind that your response must include an opening sentence. Remember, this is where you restate your question. Your paragraph must have supporting detail. Go back in your reading and see what details you have highlighted or underlined. Can I use those as my detail? Lastly, you will need a closing sentence that wraps up what you have written. Some ideas for closings are rewording the beginning, feelings about the topic, or an interesting fact that you've learned from the reading. We hope that you've learned some valuable information from this summer reading assignment and that you are well prepared to begin 6th grade social studies in September. Remember, your local library and bookstores have great books on American history. If you are interested in still reading about this topic, we suggest visiting those places. See you in September.